I'm about to talk to a guy who spent his days developing software to help other businesses get paid. His name is Ryan Handby. He's a CEO and founder of a business called MilestonePay. Ryan, welcome to TheInformer.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It's very exciting, and I'm glad to be able to share it with people.
Did I get it right?
You did get it right. It is MilestonePay.
Now tell me something. When you've got a number of badges in your CV: programmer, business builder, educator for freelancers and agencies all around the world. I've been a freelancer since leaving the 10 network a number of years ago, and I know just how difficult it can be to get paid for every job you do and get paid properly, right? Where did the inspiration for MilestonePay come?
I'm glad you asked. Basically, we have, both myself and my co-founder James, we've been busy freelancers and agency owners for our entire adult lives on the side of doing day-to-day jobs. And we generally did a lot of work with customers and clients that were overseas and in different states, and basically customers that were sort of harder to claw anything back from if they decided not to pay us. And we had at one stage, we had a sort of a 30-50 grand sort of web development project going on, and even with the project completely sort of finished to spec, that customer in Canada decided to just sort of disappear and decide not to pay the rest of the remaining sort of invoice. So we completely changed the way that we decided to start billing customers with sort of different chunks, so different milestone-based chunks in our own business to start with, to test it out. And we realized that, there are quite a few customers that were happy to do your sort of 20, 30, 50% up front and then pay in additional chunks later. So
it was a case of, as every stage of the development, you get paid for it.
Absolutely. So it de-risks that entire process for you as the service provider, and also for your client. If they realize after one milestone, hey, this guy's not actually up to his chops and he's not the guy that I really need to hire, you guys can probably split it either way. Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Now, so what's the take-up been like to those freelancers in the marketplace? Do they know you're out there?
It's interesting that you asked that. So far we have been entirely growing through word of mouth. We've only recently starting to do some advertising because we wanted to make sure that we absolutely nailed that critical component for freelancers and made sure that our user experience was perfect for them to make it as easy as possible. We want to be able to be the people that are in addition to their current tools that sort of work alongside it. We're not trying to replace anything that currently exists in the marketplace. We're just there to sort of ensure that people get paid for well scoped and well completed work. Like if you're a wonderful professional, like many of us are, and you know that you're going to complete the work properly, this is a great system for you to be using.
So I've seen, and people have been won over by companies like Xero, who are directed at small business and other businesses. But this is a tool for me and others who are freelancers. This is the new go-to model, huh?
Absolutely, because there are just so many customers out there that, particularly during COVID, will struggle to pay you, or will just put it off for months and months and months, and then eventually you might get 50% of it back, and they'll just forget about you. You'll have 90-day payment terms. It's a disaster. So we've sort of changed that with sort of the pay up front. Once you've completed your deliverables and marked them off, we release the cash to you, and it's all above board and ready to go.
So explain to me, how does it work? You gave me a sense of it then, but how does it work? Say I'm the complete novice.
Yep. Okay. So as a complete novice, you log onto our online platform. In that platform, you can then create you can define your project or a contract, as we like to call it, and they have a bunch of milestones inside them with inside of that deliverables that have their own acceptance criteria. So like these are the things that you're actually going to deliver, and we also importantly included a section for things you're excluding from doing for the customer, because some customers want to continue to push that scope beyond and actually stretch you and basically end up wasting a lot of your time and your money and your effort for things that you didn't originally scope and agree to. So you basically put that into that contract, you assign what the dollar amount for each of those milestones, and then we automate the payment at every step of the way.
Okay, so you played the role almost of an honest broker.
Essentially, yes. Yeah, that's sort of where we exist. We also have for businesses that don't quite follow that exact model. For like, say you needed some materials up front or something, we also allow a pay up front model with some that just goes straight to the service provider, and we also have a pay at the end model, which is the traditional business model. So we have all three of those can be associated with a milestone in as part of the contract.
Okay, so what's next for Milestone Pay? Getting it out and about?
Yeah, getting it out and about, telling as many people as possible. We kind of have an obligation to tell people now, because we've built something that's working really well for quite a few number of small businesses already, and we really want to make sure that we service as many as we can, particularly because the Australian freelance and small business economy is almost 1.2 million people at the moment, and there's just so many of them that have these payment issues. Like at any given year, you will get stiffed by one or two clients as a freelancer on a general sort of year. We wanted to take that right down and make it as the lowest possible probability of that being a problem.
Well, this is an amazing time to deliver a brand new tool like this, because the world has changed overnight. We've seen so much disruption, so many businesses that they thought they knew what they were doing are now fractured. So we're having to reset everything. So it's a terrific time to actually come into the marketplace and offer, I think, what is a unique platform, and give us a chance to, as they say, get paid properly and get what we're worth across the line every time. That's a winner.
Absolutely, yeah. That's entirely why we are starting to sort of push out now and let people know about us, because we think we can help so many small businesses that are existing just right at this exact moment that are having those problems. So we really want to be there for those people and make sure that we can be an ally to small businesses and freelancers, and also to make sure it's fair for the clients as well. That's why we have sort of the model that we've structured.
Thank you for that, Ryan. We'll be back with part 2 of talking to Ryan Handby about this brand new tool that they've entered in the marketplace. It's called MilestonePay.